Well, the Conservative MEP for the North West, Sajjad Karim, says his government is out of touch, and he joins me now. Good morning. You posted this on Twitter, and I quote, "It's high time a serving Brit PM was able to treat Israel like every other state and criticise its actions when they go against our values." What values is Israel, in your opinion, actually going against?
Well, good morning. I think it's abundantly clear to the entire British population, and indeed populations elsewhere, when they are witnessing directly on their television screens, and they're able now through new modern social media sites like Facebook, like Twitter, YouTube, to get instant access to what is happening on the ground in Gaza. They can see immediately that Israel's actions have neither been proportionate, and they have also not been targeted either towards making sure that only the perpetrators are being targeted. Their actions have made sure that innocent lives, innocent people, men, women and children, and particularly children, have been the direct victims of a direct policy of engagement by Israel. And in those circumstances, one can clearly argue, and this is what so many people in Britain today are saying, that this goes against our core values and we should be raising a voice against it.
Do you feel buoyed by Lady Varsi's resignation then, supporting your stance?
No, I don't think this is an issue upon which anybody should feel any sense of victory. This is a huge human tragedy that is unfolding before us. You have one side in terms of Hamas that is clearly targeting innocent Israeli citizens, and then on the other side you have a response which is disproportionate and is clearly targeting innocent people in Gaza. This is not a situation where one should feel buoyed. This is a situation where I think it's only right that those of us that are in elected public office actually reflect the public mood and actually speak based upon the basic principles of our nation.
So what should the UK be doing about Gaza then?
Well, I think there is a need, firstly, to ensure that Israel does actually carry out a policy of restraint, and we have to ensure that we are leading the calls at an international community level to make sure that Israel, firstly, stops, and then secondly, does not carry out any further actions which are either disproportionate or which are not targeting the perpetrators of those that are attacking Israel. These must be the immediate steps that we take, and of course alongside with that we should be gearing up international efforts in terms of humanitarian aid that the Palestinians so very dearly need at this moment in time.
What do you make of Lady Varsi's comments that the current UK stance to the situation in the Middle East could potentially lead to more radicalisation?
Well, I've been engaged on the radicalisation agenda at an EU level for a number of years now. And it is quite clear that we have a lot of young people from right across the European Union who are being radicalised and taken into conflicts abroad outside of Europe, and that of course includes the United Kingdom. And the single biggest recruiting factor that these extremists are able to use are examples of exactly this sort, particularly upon past experiences that have been undergone in Gaza, or indeed even in the West Bank. And therefore it is essential, when people are seeing these scenes unfolding on the screens in front of them, and you have young, impressionable minds that are viewing this day in, day out, and then you have people who will be actively targeting them, it is no secret, and indeed there is evidence, our own Home Office has this evidence through research, and indeed we have it at a European Union level as well, that clearly shows and demonstrates that this is a very real danger and we need to guard against it.
Okay, Conservative MEP Sajjad Karim, thank you for your time this morning.